So today we are all shook up to welcome Bruno Nesci, Canada's most accomplished Elvis tribute artist. But Bruno is not just any impersonator. He's the only Canadian to crack the top 5 at the Ultimate Elvis contest in Memphis. With his blue suede shoes and a voice to make you swoon, Bruno has been wowing audiences across North America with his spot-on portrayal of none other than the King Elvis Presley. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and get ready to rock and roll with the one and the only Bruno Nesci. Today we have Bruno Nesci, the absolutely fantastic Elvis impersonator that I saw last night at the Astor Theatre in Perth, which is where we are today.
That's where we are.
I know, fantastic. It was an absolutely amazing show last night. Like, it was a full crowd, sellout show.
It was great.
People were dancing in the aisles. It was crazy. Like,
It was a good time.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved every second of it.
I don't want to tell the other people, but you were my favourite.
Okay, we won't say that. Keep
Don't
that
tell
between
anyone.
us.
Don't tell anyone.
Thank you.
What initially inspired you to become an Elvis tribute artist?
How long is the show that we're on right now?
Look, we're going to try and keep it down to maybe 20 minutes today.
Okay, so we need about 3
Have you
hours
been
for
a
my
fan
story.
all your life?
I've been, not all my life. I started becoming an Elvis fan. I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
My family owns a restaurant in Toronto, Canada. And when I was small, I used to fool around and grab the microphone in the restaurant and sing. But another Elvis tribute artist came in, and I fell in love with what he did and how the people reacted. And from that moment on, my life went straight downhill.
Amazing. And were your parents fans?
No, they weren't.
Oh.
No. They actually became Elvis fans after I started.
Because of you?
Yeah.
Wow. And do people recognize you in the street? And
Yes.
Yeah, you must have
Yes.
quite a good following. You're from Canada, aren't you?
I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Wow, fantastic. And do you do a lot of tribute shows there as well? Or?
I'm very steady in Toronto. In Canada, I'm very steady.
Yeah.
But it's mostly abroad and international, U.S., now finally Australia.
Australia. Fantastic.
I love it.
Oh, I know, so sensational. So what do you think sets you apart from other impersonators?
So, well, we don't really go by impersonators. It's mostly tribute artists.
Tribute art. What sets you apart from other tribute artists?
The thing about the tribute artists is we all do the same job. Mm-hmm. Ideally, we all do it for the respect of Elvis. This is our job. We love doing it. But what sets you aside from everybody is the research, how deep you want to get into being authentic. You know, I like a lot of the mannerism stuff, like Elvis's facial little quirks that he had, his twitches, his fingers, the way he would move his hands, the way he would hold the microphone always by the butt end.
Yeah.
You know, there was so much that Elvis did that's so different.
Yeah.
And there's always that one or two diehard Elvis fans that are going to pick that stuff up.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it.
Yes. And I know that across from me in the aisle there was a man that looked very similar to Elvis, an older gentleman, and I could see he was exactly studying every single tribute artist, and he knew every beat. And so you have those people in the audience that are literally looking for those key elements.
Oh, 100%.
That, you know, is he going to hit
100%.
that note? Is he going to move his arm like this and that? Yeah,
Oh,
so,
the Elvis fans are, the diehard Elvis fans are crazy that way. They like looking for all the little moves and gestures and how you pivot your foot.
Absolutely.
They love that kind of stuff.
And it's good that you give them that satisfaction.
Yeah, well, Elvis was known for that stuff.
Yeah.
And he was such a key artist.
Yeah.
I don't want to call him just a singer because he was an artist in general.
He was, yeah.
He was such a key artist that the stuff that he did do, people noticed it.
And you fed off the audience as
Of
well
course.
last night. And you had your beautiful little scarves that you gave away, as Elvis used to do. Now, how many of those do you give away a night?
A night?
I saw you ran out last night.
I ran out last night.
I know. You had
So
a queue of women waiting for you.
We're going to give out some more tonight. I sort of had to break them down. Normally we give about 20 to 30 away a night.
Yeah.
But I sort of had luggage space I had to worry about coming to Australia.
So you'll go home a bit lighter.
I'm going to go home a lot lighter.
Yeah, fantastic. Can you share a memorable or funny experience that's happened to you while performing as Elvis? Has there been any awkward moments or women that have just, because I think when you're up there, women just think, that's it. You
know what?
Elvis.
Yes. There's the Elvis fans that remember that you're just an artist.
Yeah.
And then there's some fans that
you put the suit on.
Yeah, once the suit comes on, they sort of go blind and they think you're
Yeah.
Elvis.
That is
So I got a couple crazy moments on stage.
Tell
I
me.
think my best one was I had lost my voice before a show.
Oh, no.
It was a couple hours before the show. I started realizing my throat was sore, and the cook of the establishment I was at was the bartender, and he comes to me and he goes, "You got to have boiled onions."
Oh.
And I went,
Okay.
"What?" And he goes, "The enzymes in the onions will bring your voice back." He goes, "Onions and honey will bring your voice back." So I said, okay. Yeah, at this point, we can't cancel the show. So he brought me a cup of boiled onions and honey.
Oh my God.
It was the most disgusting thing I've ever drank. And
It's like a housewife.
I drank it, and they put a mug on stage for me also.
Oh, wow.
So I'm giving out scarves and singing, and I go and drink this onion juice, and a lady comes up to me and wants to kiss me. And I look at her and I go, I looked at her and I told her straight, I go, "I smell like onions." She grabs my head and goes, "I love onions." And I'm just like, oh.
That's too much. She's
So, like,
that's okay, you're Elvis, I don't care. And can I ask, do you kiss the women on the lips? I couldn't see from where I was sitting last night, but...
Yes and no.
Or is it just a little cheek
it's sort
slide?
of, it's a cheek slide most of the time.
Yeah. Oh,
but
wow.
sometimes they grab your face and you have no choice.
Lots of women that go in. Yeah, they're not
Vicious.
They're quite vicious. Now, how do you prepare for your performances, both physically and mentally? Because right now, we're sitting at the Astor Theatre.
We are.
When you probably should be getting into
Warming up.
Yeah,
well, I'm still warming up. I'm sitting here with you.
Sitting here, you're using your voice. So normally, if I wasn't here, what would you be doing?
Just relaxing.
Yeah.
Just trying to get out of... I like to leave issues and problems off the stage, because when I get back off, they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
So it's just more time to clear your mind and
Beautiful.
remember that you have a room full of people that want to be entertained and have fun. So
Exactly.
that's exactly what it's all about.
And yes, and you feed off their energy as well.
Of course.
And I noticed that you handled the crowd really well last night. You're almost quite comedic as well.
Well, Elvis was funny, so I bring some of my own Bruno to the stage a little bit.
I really loved that. Which era of Elvis's sort of time period do you enjoy portraying the most?
What I do is the jumpsuit stuff. I can't get out of the jumpsuit. Over the last couple years, I've been moving into I've been almost going back in time, going from the jumpsuit to the black leather now. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of 68, but it's mostly 70s.
Yeah.
I'm 6'3" tall, and I don't even know what that is in meters.
Yes, I noticed.
So I'm a tall guy, so it looks kind of weird if I did the young Elvis.
Yeah.
I'm a bigger guy, so this is what I love doing.
So you get up there and you command the stage
with
your presence, which is great. By the way, do you do your own makeup?
I do.
Yeah, you do it very well. Very well.
I teach a class every Sunday.
You teach a class of
No.
Oh, you. I was like, wow, he's a makeup artist as well.
No.
So let's talk about you're the only Canadian I've got here to make it to the top 5.
Yes.
At the Ultimate Elvis Contest.
It was a good year that year. There was one other one many years ago that did make the top 5. But it was a number of years that a Canadian never made the top 5 in Memphis. Right. And I was so blessed. It was 20, I want to say 2021 or 2022. And it was such a rush to be in the top 5 amongst all those Americans.
Amazing people,
just amazing, talented artists. And to be there, standing there, especially at Graceland, is something extremely special.
Wow. And I think from there it changes your mental state as well.
Yeah, of course.
You start to think, wow, okay,
I'm pretty good.
Really, I've got this. I've got this. So, and how do you stay true to Elvis's legacy while also bringing your own sort of like personality to the performances, or, you know, do you still bring a little bit of your personality and edge to it?
You have to be yourself.
Yeah.
I feel that if the fans feel that it's too forced, they realize it.
Yeah.
When I think fans like it better when you're more personable on stage, when you could be yourself. They know that you're not trying to be Elvis.
Yeah.
You give them that Elvis persona when you're doing the act.
Yeah.
But the minute the music stops, you got to be yourself. You got to have fun.
Exactly.
I think the fans like it.
I think so too. I think that's perfect. Of course, what is your favorite Elvis song to perform?
My favorite Elvis song to perform, it has to be Suspicious Minds.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
I like making it my own, making the crowd sing, making the crowd have fun with it.
Yeah. Anything that's got really high energy.
Yeah, high energy is
the
where I'm at.
Crowd just lets loose.
They have to.
They're trying to dance in the aisles, and then you feed off that, and it's just fantastic.
Oh, for sure.
And how has the Elvis tribute artist community changed or evolved since you started in the industry? How long have you been in? Yeah.
I've been doing it for 24 years.
You look too young.
Yeah, 24
what do you
years.
Mean? So when you were 10?
Yeah.
Are you 8?
Yeah. I was.
That's okay. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So this year was the 24th year that I've been doing Elvis.
Do you think it's still going as strong?
Stronger than ever.
Wow.
Yeah, even stronger than when I started.
So,
especially since the Elvis movie came out,
right.
Everything went from a 10 to 100. Because now it brought in younger fans. It brought in so much more attraction to the Elvis shows. They're selling better than ever.
Yeah.
And it's never going to stop.
Thank goodness for that Elvis movie and bringing in the new generation.
Oh, 100%.
We want to pass on such.
Yeah, you know
wonderful.
what? It's a music that's never going to die, and it will if the next generations don't pick up on it.
Pick it up, yeah.
And it seems like it's getting stronger than ever.
Exactly. All right, so we're getting to the end now. What is your favorite, or if you could perform a duet with Elvis, a duet?
A duet with Elvis.
What do you think it would be?
If I would even be able to get on stage with Elvis, would already be a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yes.
But if I had to do a duet with Elvis, it would have to be If I Can Dream.
Okay, beautiful.
You know, such a powerful message song
Yes.
from 1968.
Yeah.
And today it's just as powerful as it was back then.
Amazing.
It's one of my favorite songs to perform.
Wow.
And there's nobody in the world that could sing it like Elvis could.
Yeah. And you have a naturally fabulous voice with or without the Elvis persona.
Thank you.
You were technically trained?
Yes,
or?
I did Conservatory of Music for many years. I graduated grade 12 with honors, as an opera singer.
Yeah.
And I'm not an opera singer, so I gave that up right away.
I
focused on
impressed.
I focused on my own voice.
Yeah. How long did you do that for?
12 years.
Wow. That is amazing. Amazing. Very, very good. And so lastly, what now? Where are you going after Perth?
After Perth, we got shows that continue for the next few weeks. We're going to Adelaide. From Adelaide, we're going to Sydney. From Sydney, we're going to Melbourne.
Beautiful.
And then from Melbourne, I'm going to Memphis.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, we wish you all the best. Hope that you have loved Perth.
I love Perth.
That's fantastic to hear. And thank you for being on The Buzz with Bernadette.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So thank you so much for tuning in to that episode of The Buzz with Bernadette, where we spoke to Bruno Nesci, a wonderful, wonderful Elvis impersonator that just performed here in Perth for the Perth Elvis Festival. I was lucky enough to see him perform on the Friday night, and the festival goes on for 3 days here in Perth, and it has so many wonderful and talented performers, and Bruno was one of my favorites, and we were so glad that we could talk to him here on The Buzz with Bernadette. So until next week, stay tuned and we will see you then.